Nano Assault. Have you played it?
Who needs vaccines when you've got nanobots? Nano Assault is essentially a 3D space shooter that takes place on a microscopic scale rather than the vastness of space.
Now, before I get into the game, I need to explain that there are two versions of this. There's the retail version, Nano Assault, which is what I have, and the eShop version, Nano Assault EX. So I'm just going to read the description straight from the eShop. It says, Nano Assault EX is based on the original Nano Assault retail game, plus the all-new Survivor mode, new online rankings, support for CirclePad Pro, improved gameplay, updated graphics, etc. And that goes for just under $10, which is great, because I got the retail version for about $15. So basically, Nano Assault EX is everything Nano Assault is, plus more. So if you decide you might like this game and you have some storage space left, definitely go for the eShop version.
On the main menu, we see that there are 6 options to choose from: Story Mode, Arcade Mode, Boss Rush Mode, Nano Shop, Nanopedia, and Jukebox. Unfortunately, none of those modes are multiplayer, so if you're looking for that, you're going to have to keep looking. Starting with Story Mode, we see that the game is broken into 7 cell clusters, each containing about 4 or 5 levels. Because of this, there isn't a lot of content for those who just want to play through the campaign and not worry about the extra modes, but the game is fun and it's cheap, so I think you'll still get your money's worth. The plot of the game is that a new deadly contagion has started to spread, and the only way to stop it is for the player to take his or her nanoship and just blast it to dust, which I would argue would actually make the problem worse because then you're just spreading the particles around, but that's irrelevant. Plot's not really that important in space shooters anyway. For most of the game, Nano Assault plays in a way that I can only describe as kind of like Mario Galaxy, in which the various shaped cells act as the center of gravity, and everything else in the level just kind of revolves around it, whether it be your nanoship, the viruses, or any of the weapons being fired. In these levels, the goal is simple, just to destroy all the viruses, as well as pick up DNA pieces you need to unlock the next level. What's nice about this is that if you missed a DNA piece, the game doesn't immediately end the level when you kill the last enemy. It gives you 30 seconds to pick up the one that you missed. The other types of levels in this game are the ones that take place in the synapses between the cells rather than on the cells themselves. These ones play a lot more like Star Fox rather than they do Mario Galaxy. These levels are a lot more challenging than the regular ones, and you will probably die a lot. Most of that is because you really can't see the enemy fire until it already hits you. Now, if you're watching this on a computer screen, you can probably see it coming from a mile away, but on the small 3DS screen, you really can't tell. Don't let these levels discourage you from the game, though. There's only a handful of them, and once you learn the enemy patterns, they're not too difficult. I suggest you turn up the sensitivity, though. At the end of each one of these levels, you come to the boss battle. Each boss is very different than the one before it, which offers a great amount of variety. After you've completed the story mode, you can go down to arcade mode and really test your skills. Arcade mode takes all the levels from the story mode and assigns a specific challenge to them, such as get a certain score, don't lose a life, things like that. Completing the challenge will reward you coins you can spend in the Nano Shop, which I'll get to in a second. The more difficult the level is, obviously, the more coins you're going to get. And for those of you who really enjoyed the boss battles, there's also Boss Rush mode. Each one of these modes takes several bosses from the game and puts them back to back. Once you beat these, though, you get a good amount of coins. Once you've won enough coins, you can head on over to the Nano Shop to buy some bonus content. And if you're really impatient, this is one of the only 3DS games I know of that actually uses the play coin function. The game allows you to convert them to shop coins, so you don't have to win them from challenges. You can spend these coins on either entries for your Nanopedia or songs to put in the jukebox. The Nanopedia is essentially an encyclopedia for all the viruses you encounter, which gives you their name, how much points you get from defeating them, and their shield strength. The other shop content, Jukebox, allows you to play the various tracks from the game. Now, I know a lot of people don't really care about this stuff, but I personally really like when games do this. So that about sums up Nano Assault in a nutshell. Even though the main story is rather short, I still recommend this game to completionists and campaignists alike. The gameplay offers a good amount of variety, and I feel like if they had made it much longer, it would have lost that sense. So I can definitely recommend it for those looking for variety, especially in the boss battles. I can also recommend this to anyone who likes to unlock bonus content and likes to do challenge modes, as well as anyone who's looking for a game that just looks good on your 3DS. As for people I don't recommend it to, I definitely don't recommend it for people looking for a multiplayer, as there is none. I mean, unless you get the Nano Assault EX version, there you can compare your high scores to people online, but that's as close as you're going to get. I also can't recommend this to people who exclusively play their 3DS on the go, such as on long car rides, as the moving cameras are bound to make you motion sick. So long story short, Nano Assault's a pretty fun game. You might want to check it out. Especially Nano Assault EX on the eShop, if you have the space available. And if you don't own a 3DS, there's also the sequel, Nano Assault Neo and Nano Assault Neo X on the Wii U and PlayStation 4 respectively. While I haven't played those, I've heard they're just as good, if not better, as the original. So what do you think? Have you played it? Think you might check it out? Let me know below. And if you want to see some more Nano Assault, I've also uploaded some of the unused gameplay footage to the Have You Played It Facebook page. That's all there is to Nano Assault. See you next time and keep playing those obscure games.